Welcome to yet another episode of Let's Talk Tobago. I'm Davia Chambers. Today we're coming to you from the Roxborough Administrative Complex right here in the fast developing, vibrant eastern village of Roxborough. Of course, we've had quite an eventful week. So over the next half hour, we'll be sharing with you all the major details of what's been happening in Tobago. Stay with us for all the details, starting with this week's headlines. It's time to meet the Tobago Carnival Committee and hear about its plans for the festival in 2022. Students at Spareside High School get a gift of love to support their cultural development. We have the highlights as the island celebrates Indian Arrival Day at the Scarborough Esplanade, and later we dive into the I Am Able, Just Differently series once more, this time to meet Genesis Okubosa. All these stories and more are up next when Let's Talk Tobago returns. Stay with us. Roxborough Administrative Complex is a two-story reinforced concrete building constructed by Towers Consortium Consultancy Limited. The complex houses critical state and utility services. Among them are the Business Development Unit of the Tobago House of Assembly, Inland Revenue, T&Tech, TT Post, the Registrar General's Office, and the Elections and Boundaries Commission. This ensures that the eastern communities have handy access to these services. Tobago breaks from tradition this year with Carnival in October. To execute the vision for the event, the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation installed a committee to plan and execute the festivities. We have the highlights from the committee's first press conference in this story. Tobago's Carnival will stand on its own this year. It's been moved from its original slot alongside Trinidad celebrations in February or March to October. To this end, the Tobago Carnival Committee was recently installed by the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation. It's headed by Misha Trim. The three-day festival will run from October 28th to 30th. Ms. Trim says it will have elements of contemporary and traditional mass, soca, calypso and steel pan.
Alongside fetting with add-ons and features encompassing the island's rich culture, heritage and history as we intentionally build out your calendar of events leading up to and of course including the culmination of the weekend festivities.
The committee's terms of reference include driving major economic activity through the creative, cultural and tourism industries.
Highlighting and celebrating Tobago's unique heritage, culture and ways of expression, fostering collaboration and innovation among creatives and practitioners, building and strengthening capacity in the carnival and entertainment and festivals industry, and to showcase Destination Tobago as a viable option to travelers for future getaways and vacations.
The committee will work alongside the Tobago Festivals Commission, the Tobago Performing Arts Company or TPAC, and the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited.
With the Tobago Festivals Commission or TFCL responsible for the event's execution and the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited or TTAL handling the marketing and promotions aspect. Its newest company, the Tobago Performing Arts Company or TPAC, will be co-opted for add-ons mentioned previously that has to mainly do with the presentations of our intrinsic traditions.
The Tobago Carnival Committee will focus on education and researching Carnival and other key areas. Also serving on the Tobago Carnival Committee are Deputy Chairman Kevon McKenna, members Christoph Roberts, Antonia Thomas, Pearl Duke Orr, Seiko Allen, David Mirage, T.L. Thorne, Kerry Walcott, Anya Elias, Patrick Clark, Ainsley King, Kyle George, and ex-officio members Alicia Edwards and Dr. Charleston Thomas. The committee is calling on Tobagonians to encourage family and friends across the diaspora to experience Carnival on the greatest little island on the planet from October 28th to 30th. It's the rainy season, which means greater potential for flooding, natural disasters, and other emergencies. It's why the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development has ramped up its drainage and river works with the goal of mitigating flooding and possible erosion. Ryan McCool explains in this report.
The Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development has begun its annual desilting works. It's cleaning watercourses within communities from the month of June through to August.
The desilting program falls under a greater quality stormwater management plan. And that's how we handle surface runoff from rainfalls. Now, one of the aims or targets of the stormwater management is flood mitigation.
According to DIQUD's specialist civil engineer, Kevin Trustrell, flooding occurs where unwanted water flows and accumulates in a normally dry area. In Trinidad and Tobago, there are 4 types of floods. Urban flooding occurs in developed urban areas where hard surfaces such as concrete and roads impede natural drainage. Coastal flooding, caused by storm surges coupled with rising tides directing water back into land. Riverine flooding, where riverbanks overflow causing floodwaters. And then there are the infamous flash floods.
This occurs unexpectedly. Once you have rainfall, you get a flash flooding in several areas.
The Infrastructure Division has already determined a number of contributing factors that lead to floods. Intense rainfall over a short period of time, prolonged rainfall over an average 3-day period, and the human factor.
We have unplanned development, and this captures a lot of people constructing homes on riverbanks, by the seaside. We have deforestation. Persons in the habit of trying to carry out slash and burn agriculture. And once you clear the land from all vegetation, the water runs off at a lot faster rate, and this will lead to flooding as well.
The division's desilting program aims to remedy these occurrences.
What the program entails, we go through with machinery in watercourses. We target the watercourses that are close to villages, in villages, and watercourses that cross our main roads. And what we do is try to take out any debris that we see. We try to shape over the watercourse, and we generally try to increase the capacity.
Mr. Trustrell maintains that despite preparations, once in every 20 to 50 years, severe floods can occur. But he says the division stands ready to intervene.
In that case, we lean more towards our response to these things in terms of TEMA and the other agencies, fire service, even the IQUD itself. We respond with our equipment and assistance to persons.
The Infrastructure Division's desilting program will be visible in Mason Hall, Scarborough, Canaan Bonaccord, Charlottesville, and Spareside. I'm Ryan McCool for Let's Talk.
It is a major boost for the Spareside High School Steel Orchestra, which won the Tobago House of Assembly's Panorama School Competition from 2010 to 2015, as well as the Wynwood Junior Extravaganza Pan Competition from 2010 to 2016, and the Spareside Steel Sensations Band. They got a sizable donation of steel pans recently. Our cameras were there for the handing over ceremony, so we could bring you this story. Have a look.
The Spareside High School Steel Orchestra and Spareside Steel Sensations recently got a well-timed boost, a gift of $130,000 worth of steel pans. The pans will help the members continue to make their mark on the national music scene. It's in line with the school's mission to facilitate the holistic development of its students.
And in order for that to happen, we have to have resources and we have to have opportunities. Right? Now, today, we are going to be blessed with a very expensive gift. Students, very expensive gift. And the best way that we could show appreciation for that is the care.
Because of our legacy, and as the Chief Sec indicated, in homage to Mr. Titus, we believe that it's our duty to carry on the legacy of the band. We have a rich legacy, having won various competitions and a lot of talent, and it's just to preserve that and pass it on to upcoming students.
The donation was made by pan maker, tuner, and the manager of NGC Steel Explosion, Aaron Anthony.
Today, I felt real proud because, this thing never happened before. When you ask for donation, the captain of the band will give you an old pan or an old guitar pan or old bass. Yeah? I work on these pans for about 5-6 months. We need a chrome factory in Tobago so we could export pans. And we need a national band of 35 players, divided boys and girls, so they could be employed at $4,000 when the month come, and they could play, and the money they made could go into an assembly fund. So you're not doing nothing for them; they're helping themselves.
Chief Secretary Honorable Farley Augustine was once the band's manager. Here's his take on the donation.
I am happy and I'm grateful that I could be here in another role. Had I not have the role of Chief Secretary, I most likely would have been in the role of teacher. I might have been hosting this function, but I'm happy I could be in another role as Chief Secretary to stand here with our resident pan tuner, Mr. Deuce, who has given to us quite a noteworthy gift. I mean, it was said before, the value of the gift, $130,000. $130,000 is difficult to come by. It's not an easy amount of money. And this is a labor of love.
Honorable Augustine has this challenge for all members.
Mr. Titus must go down in history as the person who helped to push our pan side to where it is now. And I'm charging those who are still here and responsible, Ms. Griffith and others, that we have to get the pan side back up and running in time for competitions for February next year.
For Let's Talk Tobago, I'm Raina Elaine.
We have to take a break, but do not go anywhere. Let's Talk Tobago. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Let's Talk Tobago. Indian Arrival Day is celebrated on May 30th. Of course, it commemorates the arrival of the first group of indentured laborers from India to Trinidad in May 1845. This year's celebration was held at the Scarborough Esplanade, and the East Indian community got a special thank you for its contributions to national society. Here's more in this story.
Trinidad and Tobago had another reason to celebrate its colorful history recently, Indian Arrival Day. It's celebrated on May 30th to commemorate the arrival of the first group of indented laborers from India to Trinidad in May 1845. Chief Secretary Honorable Farley Augustine joined the East Indian community during Tobago celebrations. He says he's proud of how much East Indian descendants achieved over the years.
For us in Tobago, we wish to celebrate with the East Indian community not just your arrival to this country, but as Dr. Boris said, your presence in this country. Your presence in this country has led to leadership across the country, to many luminaries across the country, to captains of industries across the country, to significant scientific gains within the country, to academic achievements within the country. And so you must be proud of what your community has been able to achieve, and proud of what your community has been able to contribute to the landscape that is Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago is noted within the Caribbean region for its ethnic, religious, and cultural diversity. The country encourages respect of persons regardless of sex, race, ethnicity, religion, or disability. This emphasis comes, in part, due to the various cultural influences that have helped to shape our islands.
Days like today must remind us of the need to work together as Caribbean peoples in ensuring that we improve our economic fortunes. For every new generation that comes, they must experience something greater than we had. We can indeed work together to build out a country that is a lot more resilient and a lot stronger.
The ceremony was held at the Scarborough Esplanade. I'm Kian Walker Hazel for Let's Talk Tobago.
Disaster preparedness is no laughing matter. It requires all of us to be vigilant and prepared to act in the face of an emergency. It's why the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, or TEMA, joined forces on a public education caravan on safety, part of this year's National Disaster Prevention and Preparedness Month. Here's more.
We're here at the Portmore Lower Scarborough, where the final disaster caravan is being held in commemoration of National Prevention and Preparedness Month for the month of May.
This is a very good initiative that has been put on by the National Disaster Preparedness Month Committee. It's a collaborative effort across Trinidad and Tobago, so we're collaborating with the ODPM and their stakeholders, with Tobago, with our stakeholders, to make sure that we are passing on as much information as we could to the public to ensure that they are ready for this upcoming hurricane season.
The NDPPM initiative is now in its third year. ODPM CEO, retired Major General Rodney Smart, is elated over the impact of the Caravan.
We have done both in-person lectures, we've done webinars, and we've done activities, including the evacuation of schools. We've also done for the fisher folk. We've put on a seminar, and boy, they enjoyed it. So it has been growing, it's becoming better, and every year we hope to continue to make sure that we pass on this knowledge and we get the people of Trinidad and Tobago more prepared for not just the hurricane season, but for any disaster.
The Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, the TT-Met Service, the National Commission for Self-Help Limited, and the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection were also on site to bring crucial information to the public.
Over to the side, we essentially have the grab and go bag. It is, as it says, it's a grab and go. So ideally you will have your change of clothes for a 3-day period as well, your personal care items. You try to have a first aid kit on hand. Note that you also want to have sanitizing items as well. We are still in the COVID period. So this is what we are trying to promote at this time.
Over at the fire service booth were demonstrations of very cool search and rescue equipment, such as infrared goggles and this device used to locate victims in difficult spaces.
Right, what we have here is called a search camera. Right? We use this for rescue in collapsed structures, confined spaces, and you could also use it in water as well.
To catch highlights or information from the National Disaster Prevention and Preparedness Month, visit the ODPM or TIMA on Facebook. I'm Ryan McCool for Let's Talk Tobago.
Karen Forbes, captain of the Trinidad and Tobago women's football team, is always proud to be on the football field doing what she loves. But this time, she's not in the center of the action. She recently hosted the Kick It with Karen football tournament, which attracted football enthusiasts from across Tobago, as well as the Sister Isle. You'll find out more in this story. Listen up.
Karen Forbes is Tobago born, a Plymouth native, and captain of the Trinidad and Tobago women's senior football team. She's also playing her part in the development of the sport. Karen recently hosted Kick It with Karen, a 2-day football tournament in her hometown. The event is aimed at showcasing the island's football talent and also to show the positive side of the seaside village.
Coming out of the village of Plymouth, Plymouth have a stigma of, always this ghetto thing and those kind of things. And I think it's a great thing to show that, good things could come out of Plymouth.
The tournament previously began as a 1-day affair, but over the years, it's attracted more football enthusiasts. So naturally, it has expanded. And from the look of things, the sport is definitely growing on the island.
What we did, we would have started, the first year we started this competition, it was a 1-day competition. But because of the magnitude of the competition, we decided that we're going to do it 2 days and see how it goes. So this is the second year that we kept it for 2 days. And so far, it has been drawing like massive crowds. So later on in the evening, you see more people start to show up at the event.
And this year, it seems to be like better than ever. Seems to be better than ever. I hope everybody come out and let us enjoy ourselves. It's a beautiful, beautiful day.
This year is my first year in this event, and this is one of the best things I've seen in Tobago for a long time. This is a great initiative because when we are talking about community building, this is one of the things that actually will build community. I'm hoping that Tobagoans support this event much more because this is a seed that has been planted and we need to water that seed that it can grow.
In the end, winning the top prize in the female category was Unknown, a mix of ex-nationals and current players. The Frontline Empire team from Trinidad won the men's category. I'm Megan Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
In our final story, we'll shed some light on cerebral palsy in the series I Am Able, Just Differently. It's up next right after this break when Let's Talk Tobago returns. Stay with us. In this episode of I Am Able Just Differently, we shine a light on cerebral palsy. Now, this condition affects movement, muscle tone, and posture. In this story, we meet Genesis Okubosa, who has been navigating life with cerebral palsy with the support of her mother, Liesel. Omodara Mills shares their experiences in this story. Have a look.
Not because she's differently able, that means I have to hide her away. When you say special, a lot of people don't understand what that special means. See the child and not the chair. See the child. I realized that she couldn't hold herself up. Whatever you put her on the chair as a toddler, you would have to put cushions to support her. You would always have to tilt the head. You'd always put in cushions to completely surround her to support her. And I knew that something was wrong because, I mean, I've been with children for all of my life. So I knew that something was off with her development. Because with cerebral palsy is a group of disorders that affects a person's, the way how they move, their ability to move, their posture and their balance. The emotions were so high. I was totally broken because I said to myself, I remember one of the things I used to always ask God, why? God, why? I mean, I've been taking care of so many children for so many years and now I have my child. My one child, you just give me a special child. God, what really going on? And as a parent of special needs, that's the first stage you have to go through. When you go through that stage and you go through the other stage, which is acceptance. So in that stage, you would have many nights crying. You're blaming yourself for every little thing. You just feel like if you're going all crazy because you just can't understand why you. But you know what? Why you? Why me? Why not me? Why not me? God chose one of his best because he knew I can handle it. Because he know he will be there to back me up to deal with it. Every day is a bright moment with a child so beautiful as Genesis. Every day is a bright moment. Everybody can tell you that. Her teachers, her principals, the past principal, even the one now, even the bus drivers of her school that she attends, the gardeners, everybody, the cleaners, everybody can tell you she's such a joyful person. When you say special, a lot of people don't understand what that special means. Special, you have to take more time with that child to do everything. So it's not, come here, sit down here, hurry up. No, you have to take time with the child. Adrenaline rush comes more when I see how far she has reached, how much she has progressed, because this is a child that couldn't hold herself up. Now if you tell her, Genesis, lap your legs, she's gonna lap her legs like the perfect queen, you know. You tell her, Genesis, write your name, she couldn't write before. She would write her name. Genesis, read this book for me. She can read it because she's on social media by herself. Evidently, she has to do a lot of reading in order to navigate. So all those are really bright moments for me because I see how far she has come in her life. Not because she's differently able, that means I have to hide her away. How can I do such a thing? God was the one that blessed me with this child, you know. God was the one that blessed me with this child, and I have to accept. I've already accepted her, and I love her beyond words can never even surface. But she needs to enjoy her life. And if I am her mother and I'm not taking her places, then how would she know outside? See the child and not the chair. See the child. See her for who she is. Embrace the person. Forget the chair, embrace the person. For other children with different disabilities, accept them. Show them love. Be kind to them. Respect them. Support them. Be there for them. Encourage them. However way you can motivate them, inspire them, be a good memory in that child's life. Be a good person in that child's life.
So we've come to the end of yet another edition of Let's Talk Tobago, and as always, we thank you for watching. Please email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to visit our website, like our Office of the Chief Secretary Facebook page, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers, along with the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, wishing you a safe and fantastic week. We leave you with a montage of the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development's internal small goal competition. Do enjoy.